everyone, this is Erum Tasneem with Creative Coloring with Erum. Today I have a watercolor card to share with you featuring the new Paint a Flower Poppy Stamp set, which I'll watercolor with the Watercolor Brush Markers. Okay, so I have this piece of watercolor paper with me cut to size 4 by 5.5 inches. I'll use clear embossing ink to stamp this image once, slightly off the page, like it's coming out from the left side, and pour over pure white embossing powder. Then I'll stamp the image again. This time I'll change the placement a bit so the look of the flower and its position changes a bit. I'll again pour over embossing powder over it and heat set it. I'm going to apply water to the petal and then use pigment from the ruby red watercolor brush marker directly. This is going to get me a super vibrant result closer to the base of the petal, and because I'll be using my water brush to spread the pigment and dilute it towards the tip of the petal, it will be a tad lighter there. I will also add citrus burst pigment towards the tip of the petal, and it will add to the two-tone. It will look like as if sunlight is hitting the petals. And when I say that it will add to the two-tone of the petals, I meant that this particular color, ruby red, is such a cool color. I've talked about it previously too when I've worked with this same color palette, that the ruby red, when you dilute it with your water brush and you pull it out a bit, you get a gorgeous red, because that's given, it's called ruby red, but you also get a beautiful coral pink color. It's almost like the coral berry shade of ink that Altenew carries. It looks so good and adds such an interest to the petal. I mean, you can already see it on the screen, right? And the citrus burst pigment just adds more oomph to and character to the flower. It just looks beautiful. In the last video, I used the watercolor brush markers to do no-line watercolor, and I used this watercolor palette that I'm using as my work surface to smear the pigment on and then pick up the pigment from with my water brush. You can do the same for today's project too, but this process is faster and provides a more bold and vibrant result. You will see that I will keep going back in with the ruby red to add stippling and depth, and keep on reworking the flower till I'm happy with the look. For the leaves and stem, I'll start by laying down the base color roughly, not particularly covering the entire area with limeade watercolor brush marker. Then I'll use a water brush to spread the pigment to the tips of the leaves. Next, I'll use emerald watercolor brush marker and start adding pigment from the center or where the midrib is at, and coincidentally, that area is also where the flower is hovering over, so it automatically would be darker because of the shadow from the flower. But I didn't add any grays to my coloring today. I didn't go that much into detail today. So today's coloring was just about playing with color, having fun, and creating a bold artsy piece. For the background, I laid down turquoise pigment directly onto the watercolor panel and then used the water brush to spread it around. I was a bit apprehensive about how to add this color, so you'll see that I have some of it on the watercolor palette too, in case I need it right away and don't want a whole lot directly from the brush marker. You can definitely do this better than me. I am so impatient. I need to take a deep breath and slow down in moments like these. but I tend to just speed up instead of slowing down. It's completely the opposite with me. Once my background is done, my lazy self just grabbed a couple of tissues and used them as masks to mask off the flowers and add splatters to the background of the same turquoise color. After this was dry, I added splatters of clear water and sopped the water with tissue paper. The watercolor brush markers react beautifully with water and create instant effects, resulting in gorgeous textures. But I didn't stop there. I went ahead and added splatters of white and black paint as well to add more to the artsy look. To finish, I popped a sentiment and that's it. My card is ready. No, actually I stamped a sentiment and it didn't stamp correctly. Went horribly wrong actually. So I went and stamped it on a tab and popped it over the inky mess I made. I lost the footage, otherwise I would have definitely included that amazing bit. I always do. So anyway, thank you for watching everyone. I hope you like the card. Bye.